Welcome to episode 135. I'm in Paris having a cup of hot chocolate. That's what this is. It's fantastic. After dancing tango on the quay, and it's a beautiful sunset starting. And today I'm going to talk about Lightnin' Hopkins, famous blues singer. I met a woman today, and she's a big fan of Lightnin' Hopkins, and she was telling me how she saw this film about him that was filmed in Houston, Texas, and how much she liked seeing that film and how much she loved Lightnin' Hopkins, right? Well, I made the film. So it's nice to be appreciated. This is many years ago, but I made it in a studio in Houston. I think it was called ACA Studio, something like that. It was a sound recording studio, and Lightnin' lived in Houston. He was originally from Centerville, Texas, and then he lived in Houston, and then he traveled all over. But she thought that blues, the big blues city it is Chicago. And quantity-wise, it is the big blues city. But what I explained to her is that Lightnin' Hopkins and guys like him were cowboys, and they came he came from Centerville, Texas, where he was born, and he was a cowboy. And when they lost their jobs because somebody invented the fence, the cowboys had to go to work in the port. And the first port they could find was Houston, and then it was too small, and then they went to Galveston. And that's also where Barry White is from, is Galveston, Texas. Kind of interesting. And then they went to New Orleans, where they met the Creoles from Haiti. And they had a great time in New Orleans, and that was jazz. And then they went up the river. They still needed jobs. They had to go up the Mississippi River, and they went to Memphis. And then Memphis became the next blues city. And then finally, they all ended up in Chicago working in the factories, and they hated that. And so Chicago became a huge blues city, quantity-wise. And everyone talks about Chicago being the blues city. It is, but it wasn't the first one. The first blues city was Houston. I thought you'd kind of like the story. So life is good here in Paris. I'm having a great time. I danced with a beautiful girl from England, and well, she's French, but her parents are from England, and that was fun. And so I had a lot of good dances and a beautiful day. So that's the end of the story about meeting somebody that saw my film that I made about Lightnin' Hopkins, where he played "I'm Sitting on the Dock of the Bay," one of his most famous songs, in Houston, on camera, and I shot the film for the Institute of Texan Cultures in San Antonio. That's who commissioned the film. So this was many years ago. It's kind of fun, though. So that's the story from Paris. Life's still good, and having fun here, meeting